we broke into my buddy's work to delete our Google Drive. A couple years ago, me and three of my best friends from high school, we still talk to this day, and our buddy Beef was getting married. And everything in his life was going perfectly. He had just gotten a big promotion at work. He was an accountant for this firm down in Cincinnati. My buddy Griff was working down in Lexington as a financial advisor, doing great. And me and my buddy 7-5 had gone into business together in film and podcasting stuff, started our own brand. We were all just doing really well, but Beef especially was killing it. And when you're our age, you're just working all the time, and when you get time to see each other, it's when you hang out. So we would get together like once a month and, catch up for drinks and just go through our old photos in this Google Drive. And our Google Drive that we shared between the four of us was just like everything that can get you canceled from when we were in high school growing up was on this Google Drive. And we get together for one of our dinners, and Beef tells us last minute that he can't make it. So us being us, we get Beef's work email, and we send a link to one of the worst videos we have of him on this Google Drive to his work email. And we have no idea that Beef is being offered vice president of this accounting firm that he's at. So when Beef's freaking out because he gets the email while he's in this one-on-one with his boss, accidentally forwards it on to his boss right afterwards. Now, luckily, his boss had gone home for the day, but he's freaking out. So he comes flying down to my house to meet with me and 7-5. He's like, guys, what the fuck? You guys just sent that fucking email to me. I accidentally forwarded it to my boss. Like, we're screwed. I got to get it off there. And we're like, well, what do you want us to do? Like, we don't know what the hell we're supposed to do at this point. We're like, we can just delete the email, dude. Like, it's all good. You can just unsend. He's like, no. Like, those files, once a link gets shared, it goes permanently onto our server at work. Like, I need to get rid of that shit. We need to figure out what to do. We're down here. We call Griff. He meets us up here at my house after he gets off work. It's like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and we come to the determination like we're gonna have to go break into your office, and we're gonna have to just clear your boss's email. We're just gonna have to go in there and delete the email, and we'll find the drive and we'll delete it. I spent a lot of money on one of my mom's old minivans to redo it. We called it the trap van growing up that we'd always drive around in. So I just took us up there in this souped up minivan. I, put a new motor in it and got the car done real nice, and we cruise up in the trap van. And really funny because we get to the parking lot, and we're like, you're the only one that has badge access to get into your work, so like you're gonna have to go in. And he told me, Griff 7-5, just stay in the car. I'll take care of it. I appreciate you guys coming with me, but just stay in the car and let me handle it. We're sitting in the parking lot, and we're like, even if he gets it off of there, we're still gonna have to clear the servers, and we don't know how to explain that to him. So Beef's upstairs in his boss's office. And me and 7-5 look at each other, and we're like, let's just go to Plan B, because we had a plan the whole time. So like I said, like to this day, I'll do anything for my friends, and me and 7-5 are the same way, especially our good friends from high school. Like they're your brothers, they're family, and we said we would do anything to help them out. We brought we brought baseball bats and ski masks, so we mask up. We sneak our way in the building, me, Griff, and 7-5. We tell Griff, just keep an eye out. We find the IT room, break into the IT room, and we just start ripping these servers out of the wall. And we're just beating the shit out of this, computer equipment. Alarms are going off. Beef comes running downstairs. What the fuck are you guys doing? And we're like, go, go, go. So we grab Beef, act like we kidnap him, throw him in the back of our car. We take off out of there. Cops show up. I speed off in my redone minivan. And like I said, I had the van totally souped up. I have put like a V8 in it, and I didn't have, I had an unmarked vehicle, no license plate or anything. And we take off out of there. Cops show up. All this crazy shit's going on. Beef's freaking out. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Why would you do that? You just messed everything up. And we're like, hey, like, you said you had to clear that drive off the servers. Like, we had to clear it off everything. And that's what we did. So we get back in the car, rip the ski masks off. We're flying down the expressway. And we're like, where else do we need to go? We're going to get it off his personal laptop. We're going to get it off your boss's personal laptop till you know where he lives. So he's like, yeah. So we go up into this neighborhood. Mind you, the cops are looking for us at this point now. Me, Griff, and 7-5 had our ski masks on, but, they think that there's been an employee from their company abducted, and we took off over to Beef's boss house, right? So we're like, I don't know how we're going to pull this off, because we're going to have to get in his house. He's in there with his family. I don't know what we're going to do. So we come up with this whole plan to basically take Beef into the house like we've kidnapped him, and we're basically going to hold him for ransom until we get the boss's email. So we fly in the house. We've got Beef with zip ties behind his back, throw him in the back door, making all this ruckus. Boss wakes up, freaking out. We're in there with our baseball bats and ski masks on, and this dude's like, "Who the fuck are you guys?" Like, what do you want? And we're like, "We just want your laptop." So we get his laptop, delete everything off the drive, throw Beef down, and we're like, "You can keep him." Me, Griff, 7-5, take off back to the van, and we're cruising down the highway. Now, mind you, there's 3 suspects. They've been looking for us. They have our vehicle, but they don't have any information on who we are or what we're doing. So we are flying down the highway, and I'm telling them, like, guys, we got to come up with a plan. We got to ditch the van. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we got to ditch this fucking van because we've gotten rid of the Google Drive. We saved Beef's promotion, like it's all great, but we I don't want to go to jail either. And it's like, me and 7-5, like, dude, we don't want to go to jail either. And Chris like, I can't go to jail. So we're trying to figure out like what we're gonna do, knowing again that the cops are looking for our van. So I literally just am driving down like 75 out here in Cincinnati. I'm like, we're gonna go ditch it down by the river. We'll roll that bad boy right on in the river. Like, I don't have an insurance policy on it, whatever. We'll just say it's stolen, but let's just get the shit out of here. So we drive down by like 471 by Newport, the bridge there where that fire happened, and we just rolled that bad boy, drove into one of the public parking things. I went over a couple of those concrete barriers, and we rolled that bad boy right on in the river. We had our buddy Lenny, who also had a trap van from back in the day. He came and picked us up, and we took off out of there, and it all worked out. So to this day, Beef got his promotion. We were in his wedding a few weeks after that, and to this day, nobody ever found out about it. So it was one of those crazy things. Like, definitely was unexpected, but like I really think for your friends, you do that type of shit. So maybe it's a real story, maybe it's a movie script, but that's for me, Beef, and Griff to know, and for y'all to try to figure out. So yeah, and we still have the Google Drive, and that's one thing that like everybody has said and done things in their life that they probably wish they haven't, or that are out there for people to see. Some are public, some are not. But I think regardless of who you are, like if you ever were to get big enough, something's going to come out negatively about you. And I honestly, as far as just like the cancel culture stuff, like trying to get people deleted for things that they've said or done when they're drunk, or things that they did when they were in high school or college or whatever, like, fuck that. We all make mistakes, and everybody says that stuff. And as far as just like using certain terms, and everybody grows up in different cultures and facets of America. So like, you don't know the intention behind a word that people use. And when you really get educated on the origin of a lot of these words that we try to cancel people for, it's like, they're not even that bad. And again, the intention behind it is never what it actually means to a very sensitive group of people that seem like they're always looking for somebody to point a finger at and try to cancel or get rid of or villainize just because they're being successful in their field, and you might not like the style or dialogue in which they communicate to their fans or to their audience or just to the public in general. It's like, just take a step back, and like, instead of getting so caught up on a couple words, like, let's actually look at the intention and the reasoning behind that dialogue. Like, at the end of the day, like, there are words that we're not allowed to say or that we shouldn't say that are just really funny. And they're funny in every culture. They're funny in every gender. They're funny in any situation. But we're not allowed to say them anymore because there's a certain group of people that might get offended or upset by it. It's like, I'm sorry. Everybody has a word that might upset them or trigger them. It's how you handle it. Because the intention behind those words really doesn't mean shit. Like, it's the same thing as saying motherfucker or annoying ass, whatever. Like, I'm sorry, but I can't get down with all that cancel culture bullshit over somebody saying a couple words that you might find offensive, when you really, if you take a step back and look at the intention behind those words and shit, like, it's never as bad as it means. And if I had to summarize all that, what I really mean by that is, if you look at the South Park episode where they talk about the word,
think referring to gay people as fags in today's world is acceptable.
Because we're not referring to gay people. You can be gay and not be a fag. Yeah, a lot of fags aren't gay.
I happen to be gay, boys. Do you think I'm a fag?
Do you ride a big loud Harley and go up and down the streets ruining everyone's nice time?
No.
Then you're not a fag.
So what if a guy is gay and rides a Harley?
Then he's a gay fag. I mean, is this really this hard? I don't know. This is fucking ridiculous. All right, look, you're driving in your car, okay? And you're waiting to make a left at a traffic signal. The light turns yellow, should be your turn to go, but the traffic coming at you just keeps coming. And even when the light turns red, a guy in a BMW runs the red light so you can't make your left turn. What goes through your mind?
Fag.
Right! But you're not thinking, oh, he's a homosexual. You're thinking, oh, he's an inconsiderate douchebag like a Harley rider.
This is making insanely good sense to me.
And their explanation behind that word, that's what I mean with, like, that's the truth behind the cancel culture bullshit and all that stupid shit. Is like, everybody says those things behind closed doors. Everybody has. You could cancel every human being in the world for something with the way that the logic and system is behind, oh, you did something bad or fucked up in your life. Everybody's done it. Every single human being has done it. So there's just no logic behind it. I think it's I just think it's the most dumb, illogical bullshit cancel culture. Cancel what? Like, one word or one video from when you were 15 or 16 years old could ruin everything that you've worked for and developed? No, that's just stupid. It's stupid. It should honestly be illegal to do the cancel culture bullshit at this point. Unless it's truly just hateful, absolute hate towards one group of people or for no reason, there's no logic behind it, then fine. But, like, as far as just using slang terms or terms that might have, like, an offensive origin, that's fucking bullshit. It's dialogue of the human language. Like, if you can't deal with slang and the way that people communicate, then just don't talk, and don't listen. Because, like, it's okay to be offensive. It's okay to have some jokes that might push the line. But that's just part of American culture and dialogue, because it's a melting pot. So you're going to have all kinds of subsets of religions and genders and groups of people that have funny, stereotypical jokes that go with them. Everybody has it. It's just part of the culture. So it's like, if you really are going to be that person that can't take any type of joke without some type of huge cultural or racist hatefulness behind it, like, you're making that shit up 95% of the time. I'm not saying it doesn't exist to a certain degree, but definitely not to the degree that a lot of people try to make it out to be. So, and if I had to summarize it all, I would just say my stance on the use of certain verbiage and vernacular slang is the South Park episode. So thank you all for your time today. Keep your Google Drives to yourself, and we'll be back with more episodes soon. Talks with Tom.
Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more, see no more. I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get